If you're selling fake wristwatches, remove the bloody gloves.
The what?
Gloves.
What gloves?
So there's this thing people are doing on Instagram. There is no way your Patek Philippe is 100K and real. Let's be serious. Why are you selling it with gloves? Your Rolex is 25,000 naira open box. Wow. Why are you selling it with gloves?
What do you mean gloves?
So they wear gloves
right,
and hold the wristwatch and make
Yeah.
videos as though you're in an actual Rolex store and stuff.
Right.
Like, it's fake. Remove the
What
gloves.
did they say?
I know it's fake because it's 25,000 naira.
Okay, yeah, that's fake. Is it Rolex?
Of course, yes. You're selling me a Vivienne Westwood wristwatch for 200K. Come on, remove the gloves.
Guy, and go into the experience. People that are buying it don't know that it's fake. Allow them to enjoy their experience.
No.
It was my birthday yesterday, 21st of November, 2024.
Okay.
And I turned 29.
Okay. Happy for you.
I was talking to my friend Akuda yesterday, and she was like, Jesus, because her own birthday is coming soon. It's like, hers follows mine a few days after. So she was like, gosh, now we're really like 29. When I said like Insecure, because we used to watch Insecure. And I told her that literally the very first episode of Insecure, Issa is saying that it's her 29th birthday. Like, so I'm just like,
I hear
it. Maybe I should go and watch Insecure again.
I hear it actually.
But yes, 29.
I'm happy for you. Happy birthday.
Last floor of my 20s.
How do you feel?
I feel grateful.
That's good.
I feel thankful. God is good. And yeah, I felt very...
Well, relaxed.
Yeah, it was a good day. I did everything I wanted to do.
Okay.
And so, yeah, and I went out to eat. We took advantage of Restaurant Week, which is such a good initiative. Like, shout out to Providus. Like, this is not anything. They're not like, they didn't sponsor this or whatever, but it's just so good. They're like,
yeah, you just have to speak on the hills about it.
Yes, like, it's so good. Like, so I went to Lala's Bistro, which is in VI.
Yeah.
And that was my first time being there because I really wanted to go somewhere that I have not gone because I'm a comfort person.
Right.
If I've been somewhere before, it just seems easier to go back there again. Like, I probably might have gone to cafeteria or something because let me go and eat their mac and cheese,
Yeah, something you're used to.
Yeah, but I said, no. I want to do something different. I want to go somewhere different. And it was such a nice place. The location is actually really nice. In fact, I know that it's a hotel as well. So I was saying that I'm sure that the hotel, like, amenities are, like, really great. Like, it's one of those, it looks like one of those, like, really small, like,
boutique.
Small, and that's what they call it, like a boutique hotel that you would just enjoy being.
It's probably for an IJGB.
Yeah. And the food was so nice. Like, the food was, like, nicer than, like,
you would expect.
I expected. Like, it was just, like, good.
What about the
From
price?
the appetizer.
What about the price?
So the price was good because, like, again, it was Restaurant Week. So
okay.
It was Restaurant Week. So it was a set menu for it was like 20,000 per person.
That's 40K.
Yeah.
That's not bad, but it's not cheap per se. It's just the way the country has gone.
It's cheap, but when you think about the fact that you're taking appetizer, you're taking main dish, you're taking dessert.
Oh.
You're taking a 3-course meal.
Oh, okay, it's cheap.
Yeah.
In Lagos of today, that's good. And it was good food.
It was good food.
And it came on time. And it was
presented on time. Presented beautifully. Came on time.
And
the part that I didn't really like, I was
that's what I was getting.
No, it was good. I was just trying to rate the food.
Because
like the service was actually really good. The food came on time. The energy was nice. And the what they call it, the waitress, the people, they were actually like really nice. Tip. Am I in America? Sometimes they already collected like, do you know they still collected like 7K like extra like
for
tax.
Okay,
consumption
Lagos,
tax, VAT. That one is the tip.
That's going to somewhere.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so the appetizer was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I'll give it like, it was so good. Like literally lick the plates kind of type of good.
Okay.
Like literally, and it was like extra leaves on the plate, but it was so nice. Fair. It was like, I'll give like a 7 or something.
7?
Or 7 or 8. I'll give that an 8. It's just, I want to give it 7 because it was small.
Okay. Okay.
But I mean,
Okay.
again, it did the work of the appetizer. Just getting
Yeah,
ready
it's
for the
just meant
food,
to be.
right?
Yeah.
Then the main dish was really good. Like they
Okay.
had steak. I had a steak,
Steak.
and the steak was bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Then we had it with mash, garlic, mashed potatoes. That's usually what they
Yeah.
like to
No, I
serve.
know. Yeah.
That was good too.
I mean, you
It
could
was a
have
bit
had
heavy,
fries.
not
Though.
heavy, but sweet potatoes mash can be a bit lighter, but it was actually good.
Okay.
I liked it. And then what else? The sauces, those things that they used to design the plates.
Yeah.
That thing was good too.
So the plating was nice. The
plating
taste
was nice. The
also
taste was
okay.
good. The steak was
Okay.
the steak was
was it
delicious.
medium rare?
Medium well, please. I'm not doing
You're not doing
medium
rare.
well. Which rare? Am I an animal? I like it well done.
Oh, fair.
In fact, I would have said well done.
It's
Just that I'm trying to be a bit more.
I think
I'm trying to have my feathers up a bit.
Fair.
So I said medium well.
Because I know, okay, yeah, so medium well is, I think, third finger this way. That's how you check the stuff. Interesting. I'm a rare guy,
Do you really?
Yeah, but I don't eat steak in Nigeria.
Even if you don't eat steak in Nigeria, so you eat rare.
Yeah.
Something wrong with you.
Medium rare.
Ew.
That's how steak is meant to be eaten.
That's not how it's meant to be eaten. You're not supposed to be eating meat nearly raw.
No, that's the point now. It's medium
rare. You know
rare.
what? Why don't you be eating the
meat
in your house? Why don't you be eating it nearly raw?
Just like I said, because it's Nigerian, it's Nigerian cow.
No, okay.
I don't want any of that.
You don't know. So if they ship Nigerian cow, then you don't care.
No, definitely not.
So this Isaac, what do you have against our cow? Because they are still chopping the meat.
Don't you see Nigerian cows just moving around?
What happened to them?
That's what I have against them. See how they look.
Well.
No, God no. That's why you have to take Nigerian meat fried or burnt or extremely boiled. I can't do medium rare in Nigeria. It's not. The only place that I tried it was Talindo when I took my dad a couple years ago, and it was quite decent.
It was good.
Yeah. The other place I wanted to try was that one at Eco Atlantic, but that day when I got there, the price, I was like, I would just rather not.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good. It was like, I'll give it like, what will I give it?
Overall? 8?
No, the main course, I'll give it like maybe 8.
Okay. Dessert?
It was good. Dessert was a bit mid for me. That was the one that was mid. That was one that was.
What was it?
It was chocolate cake with vanilla ice cream.
Oh.
The chocolate cake, I think I would have liked it if it was like
moist.
All these layers.
It wasn't moist, Abby.
It wasn't.
So it likely wasn't fresh.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and then the ice cream was cool. But again, just generally, it was just mid. So 5. But other than that, the
good.
food, I mean, the main things that needed to be good,
were good.
To me were good.
Fair.
And I was pleasantly, I was very happy. Management enjoyed his own. He ordered some other stuff.
Mm-hmm. You didn't get lobster.
He actually wanted to get the steak.
Yeah.
But he was so sweet. He said he would get something else because we're trying to eat off of each other's plates. But I know he would have loved that steak. He would have loved it. He even kept on saying that he would have loved the steak.
I mean, that's good, Sha.
But
I'm happy you enjoyed it. I'm happy you enjoyed it. I have a bone to pick with you. You guys, so yesterday, I wished Dolly a happy birthday on Instagram, as everybody would do. And Dolly was responding to everybody. And she said, "Oh my God, thank you so much, love. Oh my God, my love." And it reached my turn. She said, "Thank you, co-host." And I want to ask you, is that all I am to you?
What do you want me to
Why didn't you add a heart?
Did you add hearts when you wished me happy birthday?
That's not the point.
No, because...
So if I do something, you have to do
I'm
your
asking.
own back.
I'm not saying that I have to do
no,
my
but
own back.
I made it
but
clear.
I'm just saying that
I made it clear what you meant to me. And you did not even put a heart when you responded to me.
When he sent me that message, I asked him, I said, "Is that the one you want to use and beef me now?"
Yes.
That I did not add hearts.
As I'm getting older, I'm expressing myself.
So you wanted hearts?
No, I'm just.
You wanted a heart? Okay,
no, I did not want a heart. It's fine. I just wanted to fight.
This one.
I don't want it.
At least I'm giving you.
I want a red one publicly. It's not red. It's pink.
the feeling is. The feeling is red pink.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. But I'm happy for you.
Burger King sent me a message. So
that was.
It's just about indulging in their.
Did they give you a birthday discount?
Child Dad gave me a birthday discount.
Okay, fair.
Child Dad gave me a birthday discount.
Okay, that's
just cool.
Oh, yeah.
I actually love that. Even iFitness gave, even though I'm not in the gym again, but
they gave you a discount.
Not a discount, but they gave a free personal training session.
Yeah,
Which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, even though like, but I thought it's still nice that they made the effort to
Yeah, I mean, it's nice when those
reward. I think
messages
that's
come
really
out.
good.
Yeah.
All these banks, they just be wishing you happy birthday. Put like 5K inside the account or something, just so that we know that.
Don't do that in Nigeria. Everybody just be changing date of birth every day.
Don't be
They change
lie.
it
Don't be
every other month.
lie.
Those are the kind of people we are. When I was suggesting to MyFitness that they should allow us to put stuff on our tab so they bill it every month, they said it's a lovely idea, but what people would do is they'll just be canceling their cards. So now you just would never actually pay.
What do you mean, like put stuff on your
So,
tab?
like, when you buy like Lucozade and all those kind of stuff, I'm like, instead of me having to transfer, just put it on my tab, take it at the end of the month along with my payments.
Okay.
And they said, while it's nice, that it wouldn't work. Yeah.
But you can open up a tab now. I mean, not a tab really, but
you
pay. Let's say you pay 1K.
Yeah,
so every time
I might do that. I might do that so that I can just be picking
your money finishes.
Exactly.
Which is better, really.
Of course, than paying it every time.
Yeah, no, I mean it's better, but it's also even better than I think taking it at the end, because sometimes the money will just leave your account and say, hey,
it'd be like, when did I do that?
When did I spend that one?
When? How?
No, it's good to know that you have put a certain amount of money for those things.
Oh, for sure.
And when it finishes, they'll tell you it has finished.
Welcome to episode 254, guys, of the Road to 30 podcast. Isaac here.
Dolly here.
As always, guys, thank you so much to those of you who have subscribed. Please subscribe again. Subscribe on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Also, the tickets for our show are still on sale, so do grab yours. And follow, like, share everywhere that you listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
We have seen your support. We love it. Thank you so much. And yeah, for those of you who listen on Spotify, you can leave a comment as well. For those of you who listen elsewhere, I think you can also. Can you leave a comment on Apple? No, but you can leave a comment. You can leave a review, but you can, leave a comment on Spotify and on YouTube also. So that would go a long way. And when you're done with that, you can just slide over to my face on YouTube and subscribe as well. So
we're doing a giveaway. Although by the time you guys are hearing this, it's be like almost done. So
please go on that.
But yeah, one of our listeners
he's so gracefully, as they say.
He bought like 5 tickets for us to give away.
Yeah.
And then so we used that and we added one more.
Yeah.
To make it 6.
Yeah.
Which was very sweet of him, to have done something like that. So thank you to our guy. But so we are giving 2 tickets each
to 3 people.
So that they can
bring their friends, lovers, or side chicks.
If you want to get into it, go on Instagram.
Yeah.
Go to Road to 30 podcast. You'll see what you need to do. It ends. We're going to say the winners of it on Monday. So
okay.
If you happen to listen to this on when we release it, which is on Sunday, you still have the time
to enter. You can also come with your side chick, or this is a safe podcast. Please, nobody will judge you.
I will judge you.
That's your business.
I will judge you.
I will not judge you.
If you come with your side chick, don't just tell me that it's your side chick, because I will.
Nobody's going to put a name tag saying side chick. I would
definitely judge you.
You wouldn't know, my sister. That's the
why
world
don't
we
tell
live
me
in.
Exactly. Don't tell me.
That is my point. That's the world we live in.
Just come there with both.
You just say happy couple.
But if you allow your wife or your girlfriend to come and scatter
then that's where there will now be an issue.
Now that's like, you have
No, that's where there will now be, because I expect you to be smarter than that. Like, if you're going to have a side chick, know that don't take her to where your wife will come.
Do
you know how many times you've seen happy couples and it's actually just a man and a side chick?
That's very unfortunate.
But that is the reality, bro.
That's very unfortunate.
That is the reality.
It is what it is. Anyway, all right.
Until
do you want to say anything? Because
a lot, actually.
Have something that I wanted to share, but I could wait a little.
Okay. Let me start by saying, last week we mentioned this stuff about gene editing, right? Let me read something I saw this week that stunned me, guys. It's almost as though we saw this coming, per se. But yeah, I was like, whoa, we just spoke about this and this is already happening. Hold on, where did I save that? Samsung stressing me out. Screenshots versus Twitter. Sorry, one sec. It's not in Twitter. It's in screenshots. Okay, there it is. Okay, so wait. My phone is rearranging my screenshots. God have mercy. Anyway, the point the stuff I was going to read was about a Chinese doctor who edited the genes of these unborn babies to be resistant to HIV because the parents of the kids had HIV. Okay, yeah. So gene editing therapy. So the guy goes to say gene editing therapy before birth will be priced at a few $1,000s and affordable to most families.
It's not as expensive as I thought.
Yeah, it's really not. I'm trying to find the main thing. But the idea was pretty much just there were these kids, I think. Their dad was HIV positive, if I remember correctly. I know I can't find it. And the doctor was like, okay, cool. So he edited the genes of the kids.
Living with HIV, I think that's the
living with
term.
HIV, yeah. So he edited the genes of the kids, and now the kids are resistant to HIV.
Resistant, so they can't get it.
They can't get it. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know where I can find it. I don't know where I put it, which is really annoying me in this moment. But yeah, that was the summary of that, which I found very interesting. It did raise some ethical conversations. And I think from what he was also saying, he was like that this is not really a thing where people are now going to start, like we were saying last week, maybe just making tall, short, fat kids or whatever. It's for specific things like that, which I thought made a lot of sense. And then also, saying it's going to be available for a couple thousand and blah, blah, blah. But okay, yes, there was a community note on his stuff, which was quite interesting. Somebody said he was sentenced because he forged ethical review documents and misled doctors into implanting gene-edited embryos into 2 women. So I think that's like a slightly separate thing. But this is now where like the whole, ethical conversation comes.
That's where it comes in.
Yeah. Experts agree there are safer and more effective ways to prevent HIV infections and blah, blah, blah.
I know that there are other ways that they they prevent it from going from
one to the other.
From particularly like from mother to baby.
Yeah.
Or from
I just thought it was
yeah.
I thought it was particularly interesting that because the idea of humans is you might start off something noble, but we all know how
it's always abuse. It's about things.
When money
you even have to be careful because it's just a very
it's a risky endeavor.
It is, and you don't know. Like I think one of the things you said yesterday was like, there are so many unknowns. So you are not the designer. So because you are not the designer, you don't know where where the thing is.
In codes they will say like sometimes just leave it. If you try to change it now, you fuck up the whole thing.
When you don't know, when you don't know it back, front, back, you just don't know what you are. You don't know what you're touching. So
it was quite interesting to read. Another thing I saw that made the rounds that I thought was also quite useful. Let me read you this statement. Earning 350k in 2021 has more value than earning 1 million naira in 2024. APC leadership, along with Tinubu and his supporters, have had a devastating impact. They are sent from hell and should be sent back there. Jesus. So the context, someone then replied, shout out to people who speak based on data. I love it so much. So this is the takeaway. 350k in 2014, $2,000. 3M in 2024, $1,750. Imagine. 350k in 2014, 46 bags of rice. 3 million in 2024, Dolly, guess how many? 23 bags of rice. 350k in 2014, 2 Emirates return tickets to Dubai plus hotel for 3 nights. This one was quite interesting because I went back to look at how much we're flying in and out of Nigeria for. And you won't believe how much we're spending like 100 and something K.
Bruh.
Now, that won't even get you to Port Harcourt.
Bruh.
350k in 2014, 8 LG top freezer fridges, 3 million in 2024, only 5. So that's an example of how far we have come as a country, which I think is rather interesting, don't you guys think?
Yeah.
I find that rather interesting. So consider that most people are not even earning up to 1 million naira now. So what are we really doing? What are we really doing?
We're shaking our beads.
It's very terrible. Very terrible. On a lighter note, Sha. That's true. On a lighter note, I watched this movie. It's called The Iron Claw. Have you seen it?
No.
So it's about the Von Erichs, this wrestling family from the 1970s.
Okay.
Very sad movie.
Oh.
This man was a wrestler and he almost didn't go that far in his wrestling. But then, he had, I believe it was 5 kids, all boys. And he wanted all of them to go into wrestling. And the firstborn tried it. And he was quite successful. He was about to get his heavyweight title, but then the second-born emerged and so on, so on, so on. So the third-born, I believe, he was going to be an Olympian. But that year, America pulled out because of something with the USSR hosting the Olympics. So he ended up coming back home and he joined wrestling and all that kind of stuff. And this man was so tough on his kids. And all of them were wrestlers. Anyway, I think you guys should really watch this movie. There's a lot of takeaways. The kids were 5. The last born was more into music. He didn't want to wrestle, right? But, all the other ones were in love with wrestling. Long story short, so I don't spoil it for you guys, the first child, all of them died.
Now, of course.
So the funny part of the movie is the firstborn talks about how there was like a family curse and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to go into all the details, but I think you guys should really watch it. So,
of course.
3 of his sons committed.
When did they die? They committed what?
Yeah, I'm getting there. So the firstborn never actually got the heavyweight title, but the second was about to fight for his title, but then he died of some intestine. I think he had internal bleeding, something with his intestine. The next one, which was the Olympian, he ended up going to fight in place of his brother, won the title. But the day after I won the title, he was on his bike, lost his leg. Years later, couldn't wrestle so well, killed himself.
Dang.
So it turns out, I think there were actually 6 boys, but the movie only did 5 because it was too sad. But in real life, all his kids, except the first one, died. 3 by suicide, 1 by accident. And it was really sad.
Yeah,
but it's highlighted parental influence on kids. Because you would see throughout the movie how, the firstborn was like talking to the mom, like, yo, talk to dad. Like, not all of us want to do it. Like, step in. But she just never did. And bear in mind, the firstborn was only the firstborn because his older brother died when he was 5. So essentially, like, imagine going through that. It was a very, very...
So all 7 kids died?
No. 1 is still alive. Just 1. He said something very sad in the movie. When his last brother died, he was like, I used to be a brother. And that shit broke me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, throughout the movie, you see this guy trying to be a family person and all that stuff. And then everybody died. Very sad. But a lighter movie.
I'm not going to watch that.
You should. Sad. I think you might enjoy it.
Nah, I'm not trying to watch something like that. That's too sad.
It was very sad, actually. Like, I was watching it and I was like, damn, this is too much, man. What? And it's a real life story. Real life story. The other thing was I saw the Mission Impossible trailer. I think you mentioned you don't follow it.
Nope.
Anyway, Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt is coming to the end of what I believe is the greatest, what do you call that thing? Blockbuster series of all time. So shout out to him. Shout out to the producers. I cannot wait. Just like I was in the cinema shouting for the last one. I mentioned that on this pod. I'm going to be there shouting for the next one because this is Dead Reckoning Part 2. I think this is going to be the greatest of them all. But yeah, we shall see. And yeah, it's interesting.
All the best.
All the best to them.
All involved.
Yeah, and before you say something, I want to complain. I think I do this a lot. If you're selling fake wristwatches, remove the bloody gloves.
The what?
Gloves.
What gloves?
So there's this thing people are doing on Instagram. There is no way your Patek Philippe is 100K and real. Let's be serious. Why are you selling it with gloves? Your Rolex is 25,000 naira open box. Wow, why are you selling it with gloves?
Why do you mean gloves?
So they wear gloves,
right,
and hold the wristwatch and make videos as though you're in an actual Rolex store and stuff. Like, it's fake. Remove the gloves.
That is fake.
I know it's fake because it's 25,000 naira.
Okay, yeah, that's fake. Is it Rolex?
Of course, yes. You're selling me a Vivienne Westwood wristwatch for 200K. Come on, remove the gloves.
Guy, and go into the experience. People that are buying it don't know that it's fake. Allow them to enjoy the experience.
No. It's annoying. I remember.
Why is that annoying? Tell me why it is doing you in particular.
Because there's so much effort going into it being fake. It is annoying. You know that thing where people say there's original fake and fake.
Oh God.
Apparently it's a thing. But like, I mean, if you're going to go through all the effort, remove we know.
Guy, the clothes are not expensive to buy. We just thought maybe the best that just wanted to wear, wanted to feel like I
don't like that thing, man. It really
sells the deception.
Like, it annoys me so much because first of all,
don't be sorry. First of all, why you what?
Like, why are you on Instagram holding a wristwatch in a poorly lit room that is obviously fake? I mean, Dolly, if I sold you a Rolex for 25,000 naira.
I mean, if I'm buying a Rolex from you for 25,000 naira, then I'm the fool.
So why do I need to wear gloves to do that?
Why, no, you. That's why whoever is buying it, as long as you know, if I'm buying it from that guy, me too, I'm buying it to the extent that wow, we're all pretending.
We're all pretending to be fools. It annoys. It does my head in. It does my head in.
That is real. I mean,
it does my head in, man.
Oh wow.
Did you see on Twitter this week Miriam Babangida's account?
Nope.
So she was trying to move 66 million pounds in 1993 between her accounts. Do you know how much that is in today's money?
I don't even.
As $145 million, I believe, in 1993. Just casually. Remember when I was saying this time that what those people did in the military era? I think I said it on the pod. We would probably never know. 66 million pounds that way in 1993.
Nobody will get away with that.
Oh, they've gotten away with it too. This one you're saying they've gotten away with it.
Nah, justice will come.
That's old money for you.
Anyways.
But yeah, please go on.
I have a testimony.
The police arrest
you. No, why do you keep on saying if that's not going to happen to me?
Yet.
So renounce it, recount that.
Do you believe in those things?
I believe that what we say with our words are very powerful.
Fair enough. I don't.
So it should definitely like
you should speak positive shit.
Yeah, not just positive things, but just don't proclaim things over yourself.
I think it's more of a mindset argument. The more
positive mindset, whatever it is that you believe in. Me, I believe that like your words are powerful. So be very careful about
saying police will arrest you.
Yeah, like police are not going to arrest me.
They won't arrest. I mean,
yeah. For what?
Well, plant gloves and Rolex in your car.
The Bible tells me that he has cut off my enemies and my adversaries.
Okay.
So if you try that,
well, that's when your car now has alarm.
When you're trying to, it has always had the alarm.
Yeah. So when
you're trying to plant, you won't even go far.
What is funny is that when I do it, your car now make noise. They'll now call me a thief. They'll now arrest me.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah. But yeah, go on your testimony.
All right. I felt like it's not even anything new, to be very honest. But I felt in my heart to share about it and to really just give the full because I think even I probably have said it on the pod before.
Okay.
But I think even when I've even said it, I haven't said it like fully. So I felt the need. I felt like God wanted me to, wants me to say the full thing, the testimony. So testimony time, blessing time. Testimony time, blessing time. Okay. All right.
So Sadirach, but you have 5 minutes, please.
So basically, right, you guys, when I was doing my A-levels, my A-levels was one of the hardest time in my education ever. Like it was terrible. It was really, really terrible. The first year, I think maybe the first exams we wrote.
Yeah.
Because how was it? We write exams after the first year, right?
Yes, summer.
Yeah.
Summer, every summer. January and summer.
January and summer?
Yeah.
Okay, they were like resits then. Like a lot of people used to do resits. But fully you would have finished. So basically I didn't do well at all. Like, and you have to remember, even though like I was never like, when I was in primary school, I used to do really, really well. But even though I was at that point, it's not like I was, like top student. But I did okay. I always like skated through.
Yeah.
Pretty okay. But A-levels tested me. It was very tough. I've never had a tougher time than that.
Facts, actually.
And so after that first year, I did pretty poorly. I got a bunch of U's. If you
Damn.
now know what U is, U is
Ungraded.
ungradable, which means that like your thing is
You
so bad
failed.
you can't even grade it. And I'm saying all of that like
Yeah.
you know, because normally I won't even say, but like I felt like I need to
This
say.
was
It.
years
So
ago.
it wasn't good. And I think it was at that moment that like it really dawned on me that this thing is like really hard. Like people always say that A levels was hard, but like seeing like the result, I was like,
In
okay, this is
solidarity with you,
terrible.
I
I
got a
think I had
U.
like I can't remember how it was, but I know that I got like maybe a U or maybe one U, maybe one E. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm saying in solidarity, I also
You
got
too
a
got a
U.
U.
Yeah,
It was
first this thing.
first year.
First year I got a U in chemistry.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
So I even and don't get me wrong, it's not like I wasn't even putting in like effort.
Yeah.
I think I put in like I mean, obviously, in hindsight, I could have always put in more, better efforts. But even then, the amount of effort I was putting in is what I would typically put into.
Of course.
Is what typically in the past would be like still okay.
Facts, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was like maybe the change into something new.
It was
The change of the educational system.
the marking system.
The market, I don't know, but the whole thing, I just got very discombobulated, you know. So I even went to go and look for Christmas
Tutors.
lessons. Like I took it in
Interesting.
London.
Yeah.
Yes. Just so that
You can catch up.
I could try to improve. Let me at least put in the effort
Yeah.
in trying to improve, right? I took receipts in January.
Okay.
And I think when I was taking the receipts, I think it was in January. I'm not all the way sure when I took the receipts. I had never taken receipt before or anything like that. So I was just like, I started having like panic, like I'll be having like panic attacks like right before the exam.
Yeah.
Because I would just feel like I was going to fail. So I would just be so scared and just so nervous. Like I would literally be crying so hard like before. In fact, there was one, like people used to say foundation was easier than A levels, right?
It was.
So I was just thinking that maybe I can just switch over to like this foundation. And foundation was 1 year, you know,
Yeah,
A levels
facts.
was 2. So after foundation, like you're going to uni, you know. So I was even like, I even called my mom one time and I was just like really, really crying on the phone. Like this thing is
It's heavy.
it's too much. Like, and you know, my mom then, I think she has began to change her ways. But in her defense, I think she was one paying my fees. So I think it was almost like, oh, no, I'm not going to, you have to complete school.
Yeah, I'm not trying
but
to
I
hear
didn't
that.
have any problem with her telling me that.
Yeah.
It was more so like, she just started like yelling at me. And that wasn't what I needed at that particular point in time.
Love.
I needed encouragement. You know, I needed encouragement to say, like, don't worry, I know it's tough. Maybe it's not as good as, is there anything like maybe I could do? Like, should we get you somebody that can help you learn? Like, that was what I needed. Not to say that I should not go to school. I think my mom, sometimes when we talk about these things, she thinks that I like, oh, should I have told you that you should not? But that's not what it was. I just wanted encouragement because I was so scared, you know. And so at that point, it just made me even more nervous, you know. But anyway, long story short, by the time we wrote our second year exams, I had improved slightly.
Okay. So you went from a U to a what, D?
I'm coming. I will even come to that. But
okay.
So they released the second year. They released this testimony is really about how I got into my university, right?
Oh, okay.
So now I wrote my second year exams. Before that, we're already planning to enter into university. So the way that the UK did it then, I don't know if that's how they still do it now, but the way they did it then was that we used a system called UCAS.
Yeah.
Right? And through UCAS, you will maybe pick like 5 schools maximum, I think.
Yeah.
And you will apply to those schools. When you apply to those schools, you know, all they can really give you is, I mean, maybe I guess based off of maybe your extracurriculars or whatever else they use to base off their decision making.
Your mock as well.
I don't know if did we do mock?
Okay, so in our school,
I don't think they used.
Fair. In our school, we did mock, so they will use your mock to also be like, you can't apply here. Let's be real, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
So I picked 5 schools. I picked University of Kent. I picked Brunel University. I picked University of Buckingham. I can't remember the other 2 schools that I picked, but those 3 I remember them very well.
Yeah.
And I picked University of Kent as my firm choice. right? That was so after that they will give you a conditional offer because that's all they can give you at that point until your result is out.
Damn.
So when they give you I don't know if it's when they give you a conditional offer that you now select your firm and you I think that's when you do. So I actually got a conditional offer from all my schools.
Lovely.
Right? To be honest, I didn't even think it was a big deal to get it.
Same, but like, it's not easy.
I got it. Then I now picked my firm choice as University of Kent because I really wanted to go to Kent. In hindsight, I'm glad I didn't go to Kent, but I really wanted to at that particular point in time.
It was a good place then.
No, I must say, no, it's not like it's bad. The area is great. It's the university. I don't know if I would have thrived there now. Okay. You know, because I have a friend that went to Kent.
And she did not
thrive. She was initially on the campus where I would have been.
Okay.
So I remember when she was there, that first period of being there, it was like too much. It was just too. She couldn't really find a lot of people that she could relate with so much. The campus just seemed so like, you know, and I felt like that might have that's how that felt.
Okay.
Anyway, so I picked University of Kent and then I picked University of Buckingham for my insurance.
Okay.
That's how you call it. So yeah, so I picked the schools, I write my exam, all of that. So now we wait. The wait begins after you write your exam because now you're done with A-levels. So
it's bringing back so many memories.
Yes,
man.
And you have to know that the time when your results come out is a big deal in the UK.
August, right?
August.
Yeah.
Usually like maybe second, third week of August.
Yeah, that week. You now know where you're going or where you're not going.
Yes, it's a really, really big deal because I think A-levels is like, if you don't even go to uni, I think you can use your A-levels to get a job. Not like, maybe just required that you have a degree, but
yes.
Let's just say that the job didn't necessarily require a degree. They could use your A-levels as like so A-levels are, at least as I when we're writing, then was like, a pretty big thing. And it was when everybody was entering into university. So it's the news will always carry it when it's results day. Call it like results day.
By the way, Stajlakwa, you've used 10 minutes for your testimony.
You have been interrupting me.
Sorry.
Anyway, so as the time was coming down for results day, gradually, I was getting very nervous and very afraid. I just fully believed that I was going to get into clearance. So clearance is like, what clearance is if you don't get into any of your choices for school, that now means that like, you know how like, let's say a player in the maybe NFL player, NBA player, they're kind of like without contract. So they're kind of, or they're waiting to see where they'll be traded or something like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of like very similar to like how it is. So now when clearance comes, you got to hustle. So now it's about hustling. You're trying to call. And the funny thing about clearance is that you might end up getting into like a much better university than you might have gotten into, but like you have to hustle. Yeah. So basically some universities, not them Oxford or none of them, but a lot of universities will keep like a small number of like maybe grades, because all universities will have their grades that they are willing to accept. Maybe school will say A star, AA, BCC, BD, like no, not D, but they will have
universities accept D's. No?
Okay, well there you go. Well, I mean they do, but like they are typical. So they were like, it was like, okay, so they will now, that time when you are now you will now start hustling. Yeah. You might not necessarily get the degree you want, or maybe you will get the degree you want, but like, it's a hustle, pretty much. It's a hustle. So I was already feeling like I was going to get into clearance. And I already even started preparing for it. That's to tell you like how sure I was that I was for sure not going to get into my university. They even had a clearance app. I downloaded the app. Yeah, they had a clearance app.
Were you in the UK?
Yeah.
Your visa hadn't expired?
This was about to put me on that.
Okay, okay. I remember.
It has not expired. Yeah, I remember. I think at that time, because this was still August, I still had some time.
Yeah, I remember.
So I think the visa would have expired maybe in September. But of course, before that, result is already out. So I'm already applying for a new one. So, but no, it hadn't expired, guys. We don't play that in my family. Trust me. We don't play that. God. My mom would rather like, we don't play that. So, what happened? What was I saying? Okay. So yeah, I downloaded the clearance app. Yes. I was waiting. I was like, okay, like I'm going to do this, right? And in fact, I had even timed when I knew that the results were coming out. I didn't want to. I was at my cousin's house because I was staying at my cousin's house. I didn't even want to be there, like when the results were going to be
Of
out,
course.
because you know, I didn't just do one family stuff. So I had arranged this work internship or whatever with this radio station back where my A-level school was. And I arranged a week. That week was the week of results.
So that you just run
in fact,
away
the day
from
of it, so that immediately I can just like go away and like at least figure myself out. Because again, I was sure that I was not going to buy. And my cousin, as the time is coming, she'll just keep on bringing up the hey, your results.
Results day.
Anyway, the day before the results came out, I don't want to say too much about this, but let's just say that I somehow found out what my result was. That's the best way I can put it. Because again, I'm trying. It wasn't anything illegal I did, but I somehow found out.
Just move past that.
When I found out, my result was like C, D, E. So this
sounds
was
like it sounds like an award, like
It was like already. It was a bit improved, but still not great.
Yeah.
But when I heard it, I felt relieved slightly because at least now I know what it is.
Yeah.
And I was so sure. I was like, okay, so now we're preparing for clearance.
Yeah.
The next day was
sounds
results
like a
day.
medical term, but continue.
Okay, so morning was results day, right? I wake up in the morning and I start packing my things because again, I'm going back for my kidney.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm also going to school.
Yeah, of course.
So that my our coordinators can help us with the clearance.
Yeah.
So I pack my things. In fact, when I'm going, my cousin is looking at me because I have a scarf tied on my head.
Yeah.
She's like, now wow. She was like, this one you look like you're in mourning. I told her, she was like, are you okay?
Bad?
Again, I already know what my result is, but like, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. So I go to school. In fact, I don't go to the house I'm going to stay in. I go straight to the school.
Yeah.
I go to meet exam coordinator, very, very sweet lady. And I just start talking to her. And I'm like, okay, so let's get this clearance thing going. Like, what do I do? How do I get started? And she was like, I mean, have you logged onto UCAS yet? And I was like, no. Like, I mean, I already know that it didn't work out. So she was like, no, you at least you have to log into UCAS so that you can see that the schools have rejected you.
Before you can they have to do that before you can
now start your clearance. So I was like, okay, sure. So she kind of like helped me log in.
Okay.
And so she's looking at me. I'm just kind of like waiting, like, okay, let's get started. And then she just looks at me. She's like,
she's gasps.
Like, I'm telling you, she literally is like, and then she looks at me and she's like, you got in. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, and then she shows me like you got into Buckingham. And I was like,
that was your second choice.
It was, but it wasn't, it was nothing close to what they were asking for.
I know, but that happened.
It was nothing. Isaac,
that happens.
It's what Isaac, you don't understand. No, I think I've called my results for you. You don't understand how far off I was.
No, I get, but
I was so far off. There is no reasonable reason. The only reason I should have gotten is if maybe I know people who got higher grades than I did, and still ended up getting to clearance. That is to tell you.
Me. I think I said that because I wanted Imperial College.
Look at this video.
I wanted Imperial College.
But I did I apply to Imperial? I don't think I did. No, I didn't think I did. That was just but like there was no reason
oh my God,
why I should have gotten into Buckingham. Honestly. There was no reason why I should have gotten into any of them schools, to be honest. I mean, Kent already rejected me. Those ones were like, peace. I already knew that they were not going to take me.
This brings back so many memories.
But man. I don't know why why it was important for me to mention it at this particular point in time. But like I fully believed, even then, I was not in a good, my relationship with God was not.
It wasn't good at the time.
It wasn't good. I wasn't really in a good place. So this wasn't even a thing of like prayer, or it's not like I prayed about it. I mean, obviously, I'm sure like, when you just say all those like aloof prayers, when you're like, oh man, I hope, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I know.
But like, I'm not like, I wasn't like on my knees. I wasn't like praying. I wasn't like depending on God for nothing. I wasn't like thinking about it. Nothing. But in that very moment, as soon as she told me what it was,
Yeah.
I
That's
just
actually
felt
good.
like God just
He
worked it
came
out for
through.
me. Came through big. In fact, let me tell you, everything else from like after that, from my undergrad, like the degree I got,
Mm. No, I mean,
very close to it. I was not even. I mean, I was close, but I shouldn't have gotten the degree I got.
the thing
You
is,
understand what I'm
no, I
saying? And
get,
then
I
I
get, I
did.
get, I get.
Same thing with my masters. Like it's always just felt like God just always made a way, and especially from that A levels, made a way where it seemed like no matter what it looked like, He just pushed me through.
Interesting.
And that to me, I don't know why I felt like I need to say maybe for myself,
Also,
but also for
somebody that could be
anybody,
listening,
yes, who feels like
they're almost there.
the situation might not work out because of how it's looking.
I have a
So I think
story.
maybe that was particularly for maybe you who thinks that like
Weirdly,
it's not always about
yeah.
if God wants to give you that grace in something, it doesn't matter how well you do, it doesn't matter how bad you do, He will just give it to you. So
Weirdly,
that was the testimony I wanted to share. So to God be praised.
I'm happy to hear that
All
too.
credit to Jesus. I take none for myself because again, clearly, the thing I did by myself was so
I mean,
bad.
credits to the people at Buckingham.
That you know, I mean, I'm grateful for that,
Yeah.
of course, but like, you know, I feel like, you know, God made a way in that
I
situation,
have a
you know.
story that
So
can sort
yeah.
of relate to this. If I was religious, I'd have said, yes, this is for me. So do you know what happened to me this week?
What happened
So
to you
2
this week?
Fridays ago, I got an email on not an email, a text. Someone entered my DMs on LinkedIn and said, oh, would love to interview you for this role. And I'm like, huh? What? And they're like, here's the JD. And this was not long after we had read that Babe Zone that wrote in and said this was her JD.
Okay.
And like she was
Okay,
worried. So I saw
yeah.
the JD. I put my CV in chat. I put the JD in chat, and chat was like, nah, you can do this. So I responded to the babe. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'll take the interview. And she was like, cool. Bear in mind, this was after that other thing I had told you. So I was like, oh, you know, this is a champagne problem. So I got there and it was not what I expected. So first stage interview, right? They called me on Friday, told me to come in on Monday. I got there on Monday, and guess what? First stage interview, I was meeting with the like owners, people who I'm directly reporting to, and I'm like, this feels like an ambush. Like, what's going on here? And then straight up, as soon as the interview starts, they go, "Do you know why you're here?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I wasn't expecting to meet like I mean, like they said it's 2 stages. I thought this would be final stage." They're like, "Nah, we saw your CV. There's no need to waste time. You're going to be reporting to us, so let's go." And in that moment, I'm like, "Bruh,
That is great. So
I'm getting there." So the
as
interview
grace,
starts, right?
baby.
And as soon as the interview starts, in that moment, I realized this is what I want to do long term. This is where I want to be long term. But I'm not prepared for this.
Oh, okay.
Like
Why? Why did you say that to yourself?
I knew in that moment 2 things: that this was genuinely what I wanted to do, but that this opportunity, if I take it now, I'll waste it. Yeah, like I knew. So the interview starts and they said, do this, do like walk us through this, walk us through that. And I'm doing my best, right? Bear in mind, this is not what I prepared for, right? But I'm doing my best. And, you know, when you start talking, it starts flowing and you're in your groove. Then they're like the standard, okay, pitch me this in 5 minutes. Then I pitched it in 2 minutes. And the guy looks at me and is like, I didn't tell you to stop. You had 3 more minutes. I'm like, yeah, but I think I've done a good job. He's like, yes, but. And I was like, okay, no, fair, cool. I'll take that as feedback. And this is me versus 3 different people, by the way. Gosh. So the next guy goes and he's like, okay, so walk me through this, and this. And I'm doing my best. And he's like, okay, I'll stop you right there. Do you want to take more time to think about this? I'm like,
About the job?
No, about the question he asked me.
Okay.
So he had asked me something about like, if we were to expand across countries, how would you do it? And I was going and going and going. And he was like, I'll stop you right there. This and this that you said is good, but this and this, I think you should think about it a bit more. And I was like, okay, cool. Give me some time. Took a minute, thought about it, continued. I was like, okay, no, fair. Then the third guy asked me a question. And he asked me something straight up. And he was like, what actually motivates you? Because everything you've said here so far is good. But what actually motivates you? There's something that I'm not quite seeing. And I was like, oh, you know. And I like that was what I said. I was like, oh, you know. And then I thought about it. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I think what motivates me is I like to see things through and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. Fair enough. No other questions from me.
Okay.
And then we all just sat for like a minute. And really, what was going through my head was, this is genuinely what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I can see that I'm not ready to do this.
What makes you think that like you couldn't like
So,
a lot of times like one is not ready for like
no, I know,
like
but the
certain
thing
positions.
is, this was arguably the most difficult interview I've ever had in my life.
Okay.
Right, 1. 2, this was probably the most unprepared I've been for an interview in my entire life.
Okay.
3, like I said, the first few seconds of that interview, I knew that this is what I want. Like, you know, so far we've just been, try your 20s, you're like, I like this, I want to. But I knew that this is like, maybe in 10 years, this is what I'll be doing and I'll be happy. But right now, I don't have it. But anyway, at the end of the interview, they go, okay, we're going to be getting back to you, right? And if this is successful, you know, we'll get back to you, and then your next stage will be this, and this. But we'll give you more time to be prepared the next time. And I was like, okay, thank you. Like, do you have any questions? I was like, yeah, I have a question. Should, in case maybe perhaps this doesn't work, are you guys open to me reaching out in like
okay,
what's it called? Me reaching out in like a, what do you call that thing?
That like they were ready to give you from the beginning.
Oh, okay. And they were like, actually, yes, like we'll be open to that and blah, 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 blah. But we'll get back to you, don't worry. But I left the interview, right? Like in this moment, whether or not they get back to me is different.
So it was like
but I know
it
that
helped you to see what you are looking for.
Yeah, it was actually very
working towards.
Exactly. It was entirely different from what, like normally you go into interviews and you're thinking, yeah, I'll take this, I'll do this, I'll do that. But I went into that interview and I think it was probably the most significant thing that has happened to me in the last couple of years, apart from therapy, obviously. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It was a split second. You ever look at somebody and you're saying, this is who, like, I don't know how to explain. Like, you know, sometimes you want to buy art and nothing makes sense. And then you see one and you're like, yes, I don't know what it is, but that's it. That's how I felt in that moment. I was like, I know this is what I've been searching for. This is where I want to be. But I know right now that if you were to give me this, I'll probably waste it. So it begs a question in my head, which, again, I think this might be where your testimony might be going to. I'm thinking in my head, if I do get it, what do I do?
I mean, I don't know. That's left to you.
Yeah, I know.
If you feel like you have that like strong knowing that is not for you right now, then I guess you don't take it. Yeah. But I also do feel like, again, that's what I'm saying, that if it's a strong knowing that you feel like it's not supposed to be, then don't. But like, I always just feel like sometimes we might psych ourselves out because something might look
out of touch.
But there's a reason why like it has been offered to you. So you now have to ask yourself if that's your own fear, or if truly, like you said, if truly you can stand, like you can, when the years pass, you can look in the mirror and say, no, I know that I made the right decision, that it wasn't about fear, it wasn't about nothing, it was about me really knowing deep down in my heart that I wasn't ready for it, because the opportunity could come. Then what then do you now see?
No, I think that's the battle I'm having now is genuinely, I think the major takeaway I took was I got clarity in knowing that exactly, like in 10 years, this is where I want to be.
So do you think that like you allowed yourself to get like into like that clarity in case like and also like the clarity is good, and I'm sure that is real for you, but like is it also that like you took that clarity as by, you know what, whether I get this job or not, like a protection in a sense that even though like yes, you have seen that this is what I want to do moving forward, this is what I want to work towards, if you have now psyched yourself out to say that, okay, if the opportunity doesn't come, I know that I took that out of this, as opposed to like they might actually offer you the job and say, hey, we think that you're going to be good at this job, and then you are now like, okay, you know what, maybe, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand what you're trying to say. So there was a, I have to say this off record, I can't say it on record, but there was a question that was asked towards the end of the interview that further sealed in my mind that this is what I want to do, but now is not the time. Like there was a particular question, I wish I could say it, but I can't. And I was like, you know what? That's the perfect. Like when I was answering, I knew in my heart that in 10 years, this is what Isaac will be doing, but it was not now.
Okay. Maybe,
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe that was a word of knowledge that came to you.
I
Sometimes the
yeah, I
Holy
think so. And
Spirit
I think well,
speaks.
there's
I
that.
mean, yeah.
The
Even if you
thing
don't
is,
believe, sometimes he will
yeah, I
give
know.
you
I
that
think sometimes you just some
internal.
moments.
Because if you know, like that, if you know, like for sure, that's
Yeah.
why it doesn't really matter what I say. It doesn't matter if it's about psyching yourself out. If like that's why I said that if you know for
No.
certain
The thing is,
that that is what it
I
is,
think
then
it
you
was the
go with it.
single most important conversation I've had this year. And it
That job
wasn't
might come. That
it,
offer might come.
yeah, but now
Just
I'm
and to
seeing
test
that.
your.
Yeah, but now I'm seeing again, it's like, you know, I don't know how to explain it, right? But sometimes you're just not prepared for certain things. And yes, there's always the good idea of let's take the jump and learn along the way. But you have to really be careful about certain jumps
True, sure.
because sometimes you know,
Yeah.
right? And I think why I really enjoyed that was because I knew. Like I messaged one of our friends, Daniel, after, and I told him, I was like, bro, I think I felt like this is what I want to do, but I can see
That you're not ready.
that I need to work to get to that point and know that I'll be ready for it.
You know, that's interesting because it reminds me of a conversation I was having in management recently, and he was saying how he feels like you know, you have to be like 18 to drive.
Yeah.
In like Nigeria at least. I think in the UK, in the US is 16, in the UK I think it's 18
Sweet
as
16
well.
by Egypt.
He was like he feels like there shouldn't be that age should not be what is like age should not be a barrier basically for driving. He says if you are able to drive and you have passed the test, he sees no reason why, you know, one that should stop like one from driving. And I was like, no, like just because you know how to drive does not mean that you should drive. Like, yeah, he was like, I mean, but driving is just by the test and the skill. I'm like, yeah, but there's still a certain like maturity
that comes
that still needs to be there because there are so many other things that can go on. If a child is driving the car, even if the child is good, even if you can look at this child and say like, okay, that child can drive,
but they're still a child.
Still a child.
You know this thing.
You know, sorry.
Yeah.
It then also now reminded me back of like, you know, Jesus in the temple as well. It's like he was 12 years old, you know, but you can't just start. Like it's not now. Like no matter what, even if you are who you are, you understand what I'm saying? Even if you're who you are, there still needs to
like you need to work your way up to certain things.
You need to like some things still need to happen. Some growing, even if it was still Jesus, even if he knew who he was.
No, some growing still needs to happen.
But I think he even recognized that. That's why like after the whole thing and his parents is like, you know, like you know, and the Bible now says that he grew and he was obedient to his parents and stuff like that. And then you don't hear about him again after that because that's was just growing. So what the point in that is just saying that like it's true. Sometimes something might be you might be ready for it in one area, but not ready for it in another area, and it's good for you to be ready in some of those areas so that
like
you can.
There was like honestly, I'll tell you after, but there was a particular question that he asked, and I was like, yeah, I know that if I can work up to certain things, this is definitely it, and long term, this is it. And then also even on the driving thing, you said there was a time I was watching these guys. They were 14 in the UK. They were rally drivers, but they didn't have driving licenses. But they were one of the best rally drivers.
Yes.
They were having this argument as well. They were like that, bro, they can drive better than most people.
Probably.
That was exactly what, I think it was a Top Gear episode or something where they were like learning from these 14-year-old guys how to... And I was like, interesting. These guys are some of the best drivers, but somehow...
It's not yet time. You have to be able to wait for the time.
Yeah.
So that like, because... You know, owning a car is his own responsibility.
Exactly. There's all that.
If someone should hit you on the road,
imagine
the picture of like a young child. Right.
There's like road rage, you know, all these
there's
things.
So many other things that age requires, that age will give you to be able to say, okay, this person is at that age where they can actually get a license. You understand what I'm saying? They can actually like, So yeah.
Interesting.
All right, should we get into our messages?
Yes, please, because we have a bit. So let me start with this one.
Okay.
This is actually from Spotify. Hi, Isaac and Dolly. Hearing this great journey with you too will come to an end breaks my heart. Now, I really like this message, but I'll explain why. I've grown a great connection with your pod and have also got lots of friends hooked on it. I'm currently listening for day one, just so my mind finds order before an uncertain day. I'd love it if you guys could create a movie list of all your personal recommendations. Wait, Love from Liberia.
Oh, that's so
Liberia.
sweet.
Yeah, it was so
Thank
nice. I'm
you.
like, Liberia.
Ooh, oh, I don't have movie. I mostly have like series. If you want good series, I
We
can
should
write that
probably
for
start
you.
compiling that for later on.
Mm.
Okay, next person. Hi, Isaac and Dolly. This can't be the last live show.
It
I
is. Oh.
can't attend. A friend is getting married on that day, and I am actually
Oh.
considering not going to the
Ah, no,
wedding.
no, 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 no. Go for your friend's
I'm
wedding, no,
telling you,
please.
but I'll be the bad friend. Do
Yes.
reconsider. That one is out of our
Yes.
hands. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, you
Yeah.
can go on.
Oh, that's so sweet. No, don't please go for your friend. Your friend is very important, you know. Please go for your friend's wedding. If you have time afterwards, if I well it's 7 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you can still come through.
Mm-hmm.
But go for your friend's wedding. That takes more priority than
Of
anything
course.
else. All right. Okay. So let me get into the messages from our forms. So this is from a guy. He goes, "Hello, Isaac and Dolly. How are you both doing in this T-Pain economy?" I feel like this is PK. Well, maybe it's not, but PK always asks about T-Pain. So that was all I
Mm-hmm.
was like, but I don't think it is. I hope you're both doing great regardless. Thank you for the amazing work that you have both been doing on this podcast.
Okay.
From randomly coming across this podcast in 2020 to becoming an OG listener in 2024.
Sure.
I hope I can consider myself as one. 4 years no events. I mean, yeah, give that to
Sure.
you.
Facts, actually.
You have both in one way or the other shaped my life, and I do thank you for this. Thank you so much.
We are grateful.
Thank God. Now I have a dilemma.
Okay.
I recently finished university with a second class lower.
Okay.
Not really proud of this, but yes, some things happened that divided my attention between school. While waiting for NYC, I got a job in September with a 100K pay through a distant relative, and
Okay.
another with a 70K pay in November through my uncle.
Okay.
One is remote and the other is on site, but they don't really affect each other. Now, to my dilemma, I changed phone from an iPhone XR to Samsung
Bola.
May this year. Now I basically do most of my remote work on my phone, and I have seen it take a toll on my phone with how slow it has become recently.
Okay.
My laptop also spoiled, and I had to borrow my sister's laptop to do some basic things that I need to do for my remote work. I recently came across a platform offering a Black Friday deal where I can essentially get an iPhone 15 and pay 55K every month for 24 months. And I'm seriously considering this offer.
Okay.
Now, I do need advice on what to do. My sister might most likely take her laptop back soon, and I might need to get another one when she does. Also, once I start NYSC, my income will probably jump from 170K monthly to 247K monthly if T-Pain
Bola.
keeps his promises of 77K for coppers,
Bola.
or to 203K monthly if he does not keep his promise. I also live at home, so there is no major financial responsibility on my neck, and I do chip in from time to time to the house with the house expenses.
Okay.
Now, what do you feel I should do? Should I A, buy the iPhone and make the monthly payments for 24 months?
That's 1.3
B,
mil.
buy the iPhone, plead with my sister to leave her laptop with me for an extended period of time while I save to get my own. So you still buy the iPhone?
Yeah, but then beg his sister to keep the laptop.
Okay, which she might not agree to do.
Okay.
Or C, get the laptop first and sort the phone later. I use a Samsung A15
Okay.
if that would provide more context.
I'm gonna Google
Looking
that.
forward to your advice on this. Special thank you to Isaac for Tank Top Finance, because a normal me without this monthly finance meeting would have just gotten the phone on impulse. Okay, and figure out the rest later on. But thanks to the Finance Club, I'm evaluating every key financial decision that I make lately.
Okay.
That's good. Also, happy birthday in advance to Dolly. Thank you so much. Not really sure of the date. Yeah. Just, well, it was yesterday, November 21st. Thank you so much. But while I wait in November, may this year be the best one yet for you. Amen. Thank you so much. I've had like 3, 4 people say that to me. Thank you all. Thank you for all your good works, and do have a wonderful day. Please feel free to read on the pod. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is not PK. He put his name at the end. I wasn't going to say his name, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what do you advise?
I just found PK's email, I think. Or someone. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll read down after. The iPhone works out to about 1.2 mil, 1.3 mil. If his current phone is already doing the job but taking the hits, you can plan ahead. But why not get the laptop? Beg your sister to keep the laptop. Start saving the money for the iPhone. Don't start paying yet, but start saving the money. When your phone is on its last legs, then you hit the execute button on the iPhone.
Yeah.
Because between now and then, something might happen that might be better. I don't know. I like I know different expenses in this country now is hard because delayed gratification now is hard.
Yeah.
But beg your sister, keep the laptop, use your phone till it's about to die, then hit execute on the
Maybe you
iPhone.
can even start putting that 55K aside.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Just normal,
put the money aside.
Just to even see how it would even affect you.
Exactly.
If you were to be paying 55K monthly.
That's a lot.
And just ask your sister if you can get it for more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might be surprised. She might actually be willing to live with you a bit longer. So I agree with that. So all the best.
All the best to you.
God
Should I read this guy's one?
Okay.
I think we narrowly missed this after last episode because it came, I think, the day after, if I'm correct.
All right.
Oh yeah. Hi Dolly, hi Isaac. How are you guys feeling? It's PK again. My cost of transportation is crazy. Fair. Guy, I bought 20 liters today. Jesus Christ. Today I said put the liters, let me pay after, and I regretted it. I could not write last week, and in fact, I just listened to episode 252 just today. This past week hasn't been too good, but we move. So I am actually typing this message listening to the pod. Guy, I know they do weddings again.
They go.
I know they go weddings again because I don't even want people to come to mind when I am ready to get married.
Oh, wow. For real? Okay.
Interesting. When I check the cost of going out for any occasion, I prefer to send money. Fair. I can't go through that stress. Everyone says I am being unreasonable. Shit, they are not saying this on Kutsi economy because they should. Isaac, our brother, don't stay in white. Only him don't go cast himself. God, I beg. Nothing when Isaac not go see for road to 30.
Okay, I think he's the person that's...
Yeah. Okay, the guy and his babe that wrote in.
Yes.
I have so much to write about, but not in the right place. Please. Okay, yeah. So that's it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, hey, look, I understand, but again, I always say, like, do try, if you can, to attend things that are special to your friends. I'm not saying you should overly spend money.
Yeah, but just try and be
those are
them.
very important. Trust me. And as bad as this economy is, I don't want us to allow ourselves to completely get like saddled down by it. When you continue to just fix your mind on how bad things are, it would just always feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So I get it. But please do try to be a part of those things. Are very, very important moments in your friends' lives that they, you can't take it back. If you miss the wedding one time, that's it.
And in the long term, I think you would always realize that whatever you missed it for might not have been that.
Yeah. So if you can, if it's like maybe like in the same state, there are some, maybe, sometimes you don't, maybe you can't really travel, that's fine. But if it's like, if you know that you can do it, then do it.
I mean, try and I saw something where they were talking about like friendships not being convenient sometimes. That sometimes you just have to do that for people.
And that's love. That's love and that's commitment. Love. That's what you have to do. Like I said, like there's a wedding coming up, in my with a very, very good friend of mine, and it's not necessarily like financially. He doesn't even have to ask me. I already knew from the very beginning that I'm spending money.
Yeah,
and I'm happy to spend it because he would do the same for me. But even if he didn't even do the same for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's important to him. So
mm-hmm.
I would do the best that I can.
Mm-hmm.
Without super overextending myself, I've just been praying to God that God just put the money inside my account. And small, the money comes in.
Money
You
will
know
show
what I'm saying? The money is showing up. And so that's my whole point. Try to show up for your friends as best as you can.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the next person goes. It's from a woman. She goes, "Hi guys, I'm a first-time listener." Ooh, welcome. I really like this podcast because you guys have different views on a lot of stuff, and it's like listening to a fun debate. So I listened to Unfriendly Fires. Okay. This might be outdated, LOL, but I quickly wanted to chip in on the question you, Isaac, asked Dolly about telling your partner if they were not doing it for you sexually, stroke working out.
Okay.
So firstly, how do you keep saying, affirming, and being sure that it won't get better if you never tell them? The first and thoughtful thing.
Sorry, hold your thought.
Okay.
Did I always say if you don't tell them? I said, what if you tell them and it can't work out after?
initially you kept on like harping on like if it
Okay, what
doesn't,
if it? But then
but it
you know,
doesn't, yeah,
what if
then
you do
eventually
and
you now say
still
okay,
it
but then what
doesn't?
if you not, yeah, so yeah, that
Okay, yeah.
was, yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
The first and thoughtful thing to do is put off ego or shame and have the conversation. If the
Okay,
partner just walks out, I simply take it that the person is no longer interested, stroke has not been interested for a long time. The whole idea of relationships is trying, making effort. So where is the effort in just walking out, leaving your partner oblivious to his or her shortcomings? It is a bit selfish, plus it sounds to me like a lazy excuse to cheat. Secondly, sex can 100% be improved upon. You
if you
can show them
insist.
how. And if we're being honest, let's not lie, steal, or kidnap. That sense of dissatisfaction comes from comparison.
Okay.
Comparison with previous partners. And that in itself is something the complaining party needs to recover from because everybody will not be the same. Finally, let's reverse the roles and let me ask,
Okay.
would this still be a conversation if the lady was not having the conversation and having guys outside to help her get satisfied while her partner thought everything was great in the relationship because
Okay.
every other thing went well? LOL. So I mean, I agree
Um,
with you, of course. So I don't really have anything else
to
to
be
add.
honest, I think that I was thinking about this thing. I think I want to rest my argument on this topic because while I don't have to be right here, I think like the way the world works would justify my stance on this. But to answer you, I don't know. I always argue these things from either partner. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. Plus, like I mentioned, a lot of women are also stepping out. The why we need to do root cause analysis as to why and stop wishing things were different. But yeah, next one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Um, sorry, just to come back on that. I mean, for me, my whole argument on this thing has not always just been about the thing itself, but just more so about how we handle it, like in our relationships. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I
So
hear
that's
you.
just my own
I
thing.
hear
Like,
you. I hear you. I hear you.
not everything in any relationship, whether it's sex, whether it's finances, whether it's whatever else that holds a relationship together, will ever be all the way fine. But at least like do your partner,
Do
I
your
think
partner
I think do your
the
partner like,
service of conversation.
yeah, give your partner like
I
that
agree,
benefit.
but
Even if they don't, even if of course your partner might not agree with it, might not like it, but like that's the reason why there's a relationship,
yeah,
so that you
my
guys can discuss these things through. And like I think I told you this, but I didn't mention it on the pod. I said if you cannot discuss with your partner, if you cannot sit down and talk about your partner, then the other part of whether the relationship is fine, then there's more wrong with the relationship than you guys already thought. There's much more. There's something else that is deeper than even that particular situation itself.
I
So
mean, let's just
we'll agree to
act like
disagree and leave
yeah,
it.
let's just agree to
All
disagree.
right. So the next one is from a guy who goes, trigger warning, mention of domestic abuse. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So he goes, hey there, lovely people. I'm writing this on International Men's Day. So happy
Ah,
International
yes.
Men's Day, Isaac. Guess
Thank
who
you.
didn't receive any nice words today? Women are what? And then he puts
Scam.
the laughing emoji. I had to pause the latest episode to send this in because I know if I leave it till later, I'll very likely not get around to it.
Okay.
The message you read from the listener who talked about the environment he grew up in and ultimately his elder brother deciding not to get married
Okay.
resonates with me so much. Growing up, I was not interested in relationships. The idea of being with someone just never appealed to me. The
Okay.
concept of chiking, stroke toasting babes was even more ridiculous. At every point, when I stumbled upon a mutual romantic interest, no matter how much I loved them, I always had a reason that seemed legitimate to me at the time for not wanting to get into a relationship. To
Hmm.
the chagrin of a number of women I genuinely cared about. It got to a point, and until very recently, what is it because it's chagrin? I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this is clearly someone that writes really good. I love it. It got to a point and it got to a point, and until very recently, whenever I met someone, even if it was someone I wasn't attracted to at all, I'd ensure as I sleep the fact that I wasn't interested in a relationship into any early conversations we're having, just so no one had any expectations
Fair
of
enough.
anything more.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, after another particularly intense situation with a friend whom I loved and cherished, but couldn't bring myself to consider a romantic relationship with, I decided to seek therapy. In the very
Okay.
first session, the therapist asked about my childhood. I was like, "Oh boy, here we go." You see
Mm,
that story you shared about an unbelieving woman turned believer with a cheating husband? That was my mom. Until the part where the side chick died. Okay, so I guess that first part until in her own case, God would have had to kill many women to deliver her. Somehow, that's not even the worst part. The worst part was the abuse she and by extension us kids suffered. I'm not going to go into the details, but whatever you imagine it is, it's
mhm.
even worse. It's the kind of stuff I feel the need to give even a therapist trigger warnings for.
Okay.
I stopped having any kind of interaction with my dad many years ago after the final straw incident. My mom and siblings still live with him, so unfortunately, I can't currently completely remove him from my life without removing all of them.
Okay.
Something I fear I'd have to do eventually someday. These days, I'm open to relationships if it happens. I don't go out of my way to find anything. I just try to keep working on myself and continue devising ways to abolish the patriarchy because the things we men get away with in our society is pretty insane. Thank you both for the labor of love this podcast is. I used to wonder why no one was talking about the kind of thoughts, values, and ideas ruminating in my mind until I discovered y'all. Definitely appreciate all the effort. And he goes, all my love, human.
Can I say something?
Mm.
I think you people, again, I'm not talking about the people that cannot handle.
No, he's not saying no.
No. I know. I'm giving an example
Okay.
because I listened back to the guy who wrote in the 43-year-old guy. And like I said on that episode, while his is valid, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the duality of man. The people, hold on, please. The people who are able to do what they're doing outside and keep it outside. We keep acting like this isn't real.
No, Isaac. The
There
thing
are
is, you keep saying, and that's also another thing because you keep saying that we are acting like it's not real. It's not like
No, I know. What I'm just
Yeah.
trying to do is not use these as the basis for this conversation. I'm just trying to say that there are people who, I mean, heck, it's always after 25 years of doing something and somebody finally gets caught that they say, oh my God, you've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, but the problem is that you only assume that one, and that's where I've also been coming from. Is that you think that it's just by, oh, okay, this person doesn't know that means that, no, like someone is having an affair outside, right? Nobody in the marriage knows. Whether the wife doesn't know, the children don't know, none of that. They might not have any idea about what is going on. However, like I said, because it is a pink elephant that is behind a room, and because it's something that you have swept under the carpet, it's them knowing that you're having an affair, they might not know. But something in your behavior and in the way, so you're saying that a man or a woman can be unfaithful and still be a perfect husband and father.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I don't have anything else to say to that.
That's fine.
Because I definitely don't agree.
No, I know you don't agree, but I'm saying yes.
I don't
does
agree.
Happen.
Because
the duality of man, Dollar. Please continue.
It's not about duality. Yes, duality exists, but I'm saying that like, if we're to look at it really like real human psychology, you even said it when you were going for therapy. There are things that you might not even have realized were issues that you were handling because you didn't think about it was anything.
That one is different.
It's not different. I'm saying that someone can be doing something. If you're doing something that harms you, if we think about it like logically, if you cut yourself, even if you don't realize you cut, how many times has this happened to us before?
Oh yeah, a lot.
If you don't realize you cut yourself,
that's why I had to change
and then you now look around you and you see that you were bleeding on the floor. So you didn't know that you cut yourself. You're not even feeling the pain, but the receipt is there.
However, there are also situations, right? I don't want to keep flogging this. There are also situations where you cut yourself, it heals, and you don't even know anything happened in that period.
Show me like something real like that. Like give me if you can bring like a real good example of somebody who really like was cheating on their family, cheating on their or having an affair on their wives or having an affair on their husbands, and like the marriage still worked out without any repercussion. Like you know this intimately because at the end of the day you have to remember that you're not inside the marriage. You're not inside the home.
There are situations where it is after the lady dies that we find out the kids were not the man's.
What does that have to do with
this is my point?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that has still not affected them.
Let's go. Let's just
continue. I kind of miss what you're saying because you're talking about cheating and then you kind of said that it's not the man.
You said I should pull out a situation where people have done all this and it didn't affect the marriage. There have been happy marriages where it is after they find out that this happened. You know that, right?
You don't know if the person knew that was the child or not.
If you say so.
But okay.
Let's continue.
Anyway, next one. Is a guy, okay, so it's the same person. We didn't respond to him because he started bringing up this whole thing again. Oh. He was talking about the abuse.
Yeah. No, that's what I just started to say, like, these situations are valid, but
but I don't think he was even using this to refer to like that. That's what I was trying to tell you at the beginning, that I think he was just sharing that, like,
I know, I agree with that. I'm saying like...
So I wanted us to respond to what he was saying.
Okay, let's respond to him.
Yeah.
I just don't want to use this as the basis of my...
No, I'm not using this as that. I thought of it as something completely different.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think it's good that you're doing therapy. I'm really sorry about what your mom and your family pretty much has gone through.
Yeah.
I guess I don't really even really know what to say. I do pray that in time that they are able to get out of this situation. I would just say that you just keep on working on yourself. Work on yourself. Work on forgiveness as well, as hard as it can be, especially since it's still presently active. But work on yourself, work on forgiveness, because that is when you let that weight go. Number one, I think it's going to help you even in just life in general. And also even in figuring out like, just the best ways to uh should I say the healthier ways to still kind of like maintain like a relationship
Mm-hmm.
with your family
Mm-hmm.
without that. But again, like I said, try your best as much as you can just to always keep that connection, especially with your mom, your siblings there.
Yeah.
Because a time might come, maybe she might be ready, you understand, and she will just need you. So keep on, like I said, keep on working on yourself, keep on going therapy. I think what you're doing is really, really good. And I think that you're on the right track, really. I don't think there's anything
Yeah, I
else
mean,
that I
like,
would say that's
and
any
also there's
different.
a lot of self-awareness there in the fact that, it's time to go and do therapy. So
Yeah, I thought that was really
I
good.
guess the relationship, the aversion to relationships was, probably trauma response based on what you've seen. So
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
the first step is just that let's figure out why, then let's now work
Mm,
on it. So yeah.
yeah.
Good on you. Also,
Thank you so
happy
much.
Men's Day to you too,
Happy
Jerry.
International Men's Day to
International
you.
Men's Day. My AP this week was going to be that you people should allow men to just celebrate themselves, man.
Who say you
Oh, no,
should celebrate
there's
yourself?
context.
Okay.
This International Men's Day is not the time for you to be raising awareness on anything. Give us food. Just rub our bellies. Let us just be men. Let us just celebrate. It's not every time you raise awareness or do a deep converse. Leave it. Just celebrate,
Why are
Just
you
a
raising
light
that
heart.
when what's the context behind this? Because
The
I need to
context behind this is
understand.
that it was International Men's Day, and a
Uh-huh.
lot of the messages I was saying was it's okay to cry, be a man, manhood doesn't have to be difficult, let yourself go. I'm like, yes, 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 all that can be done 364 days. Today, just allow us to celebrate and celebrate us. Like just buy stuff for men.
So is
Just
that
give.
what you want? Because International Women's Day, that's not what it's about
No, I
either.
know, but
So
what I
so
want,
that's what you want.
what I'm saying, not
Okay,
what I
that's
want.
what I wanted to
What
understand.
I'm
Is that what you
saying
want?
is I'm
Because
raising awareness on the fact that let's just
those
celebrate.
days are usually to raise awareness
Yeah, I
on
know
things that plague the gender. So, but if you are saying that you want gift, then
the
that's something else
the
that you're
main
saying.
focus of the main focus of Men's Day this year was about raising awareness on role models and all that kind of stuff within the
Okay,
male,
that's good.
which is good. But I'm saying let's just also have a position to just celebrate men being men without it needing to be deep.
I'm always telling without needing it to be deep.
Yeah, like just maybe you can be deep for the first 2 hours. After that, just buy the man pizza.
Okay, so
buy
you
him
want to be
something.
you want to
Just be
bought gifts.
celebrated. Yes, no, not gifts per se. Just
Pizza is
celebrated.
gift though, because if I'm buying you pizza, like
I mean, with
I'm
the
buying you
cost of
something for
Domino's
you,
and stuff these days, it's a gift.
I'm buying you
true.
something for you.
It's
So
true.
so International Men's Day now, men want gifts for International Men's Day.
Along with all the other awareness stuff.
So you want gifts.
Yes,
so
yes.
if we ask for gifts for International Women's Day, because we don't get gifts, just so you know. On
No, but you
International
get
Women's
gifts
Day.
every other day of the year. If it's not Valentine's,
I don't get gifts every
something.
other day of the year.
Well, sorry, but
I don't get gifts every other day of the year.
Let's get back to reading.
But if you want gifts, I just want to know. So maybe I know I'll be handling it moving forward now.
No,
I know that we wanted gifts.
I don't. It's not about you. It's not about women.
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking you. Like I didn't know that we want. When I say we, I meant like we as in men. I know that we wanted gifts.
Yeah, we want that. So we want celebration alongside all this awareness. And
How will you want to be celebrated?
Like I said, on that day, maybe next year.
Mm-hmm.
Start the day off with a warm message to your man about, the whole
that one is
awareness.
Okay.
But then after that, send me money, book me a spa day. If I'm at work, maybe give me a half day because it's Men's Day, or, something that will just make me know that, okay, today as a man, let me put my feet back and relax. Maybe book me a spa session, a massage, pedicure, send cake to my office, something that is not just spending the whole day going, yes, talk to your boys and open up. No, I know that.
Do you? Because a lot of people still don't know.
I know, but at least on this podcast, we try to raise awareness on that. But, let's also add the gift to your men agenda. Celebrate. Yes.
Because they are bringing that agenda into International
Yes,
Men's
I
Day.
am. It's the same way. Let's not make this about genders.
Go. And I'm listening to
It's the same way everything ends up with gifts for women.
Gifts? Like what?
Every type of celebration, from Mother's Day to Valentine's Day.
Mother's Day is a gift.
Yeah, I know. So,
Valentine's Day is a gift.
Exactly.
We always say that women should give their men on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I know, but like that one is still an uphill battle. It's
What's
still
an uphill
majority going
battle?
the other way.
And like I always say, if you're not gifting your man, then that's that
Of
you don't
course,
care about your
Draco,
person. But
we're not the norm. We have been raising awareness on gifting men.
A lot
I'm
of-
also trying to do more now to say every day you celebrate your man, gift him. Every day that, like International Day of the Boy Child.
so you also want to give
gift them. Yeah, don't just celebrate. Like gift them something too.
I think you just want things. Like
Yes.
I think I'm just talking about
Yes,
this. I see that
do.
That's what it is.
I do. I want to wake up and be
Because
gifted.
I didn't know when we started giving gifts for International Men's Day, International Day of the Boy Child.
Like I said,
the guy is grasping at every opportunity to get a gift.
See, raise your awareness up until 12 p.m. After that, gift them.
Look
Do
at
a party.
International Men's Day is
Father's Day
is for education.
Yeah, I know.
It's
It's like I said, the
Founders
theme.
Day. You go and listen to speeches all
The
day
theme
long.
this year was mainly for raising awareness on good male role models, actually, within the male community. So
yeah, there are a lot of good ones too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying also gift, man. All right, let's go.
Okay, please give them. If they say they want to give, just give them. Clearly,
it means a lot to me.
This Isaac really wants.
It means
and
a
I know
lot
that
to me.
Isaac be getting gifted, so I don't even know.
Which is why I want it for other men.
So did you get a gift for International Men's Day?
Yes, but I want it for other men too.
That's so nice. Management is the best though.
She is, no doubt.
If you let her
She
go,
actually
that's
doesn't
your
fuck
problem.
around with gifting.
You see.
She really doesn't.
I didn't give for International Men's Day though.
Shame on you.
I didn't think.
You see, next year do it. Next year gift.
I give him stuff at different times. So it doesn't really matter whether it's International Men's Day or not.
Fair enough. But still on that day gift, sir.
I mean,
how many more do we have?
2.
Okay,
next one is so let's get to, this is quite long.
Okay.
Hello, Isaac and Dolly, and belated happy birthday to you, Dolly.
Slow, no pressure. All right, let's go. I'm helping you out here so that you can get that contract for your audiobook. Please continue.
I felt sad. Thank you for the birthday wishes, girl. I felt sad when you said this live show will be the last. Girl, it is. That's the reality. That's the reality. I had intentions to attend at least once, but I live in Abuja and my office doesn't close for the year until the middle of December. I get that. I get that. Thank you. And we can't take leaves because it's the end of the year. Sorry. I wish we could do one more, but I don't know if we'll be able to. Now to my main issue. I had thought about sending this, but I felt I would just let my unhealed wound fester.
Okay.
But after listening to last week's episode, Side Chick Story, I feel like
that inspired
this whole
a lot.
thing has become the gift that keeps on giving. That particular how did this conversation even start? I think it was from when did it start?
Okay, no, it started from that lady who said she wanted to step out.
Okay,
and then I ended up saying that side chicks have a role to play.
That conversation has been ongoing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it was from episode 250.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is episode 254. So that's like
we've been going.
And I really do. You guys,
it touched people. Real stuff.
And I tell you, I knew I had to send this. Okay. Girl, I'm ready. In October, I attended a conference outside Nigeria.
Okay.
I am a very quiet person, and I have this snobbish, resting bitch face that is not welcoming. People have told me anytime I'm outside. And since I found myself in the corporate world, I'm always conscious about that, so I don't present myself in the wrong way. I met this person at the conference, and with the little conversation we had, I was impressed by his portfolio and his brilliance. In brackets, she said he took a breakout session. Okay. I didn't know he was Nigerian at first, but when I found out, immediately I knew he was going to be good for my work circle. We were both cool throughout the whole conference. We were both cool throughout the whole conference, so I needed to add that because I feel like it's going somewhere.
So it's good for a circle. Okay.
On the last day, I saw him.
No, I'm not, sorry, just continue. I mean, it was good for... No, continue. No, it's not even... Oh my God, where's your mind?
On the last day, I'm asking you, I'm looking at you.
I just said like...
I just looked at you. On the last day, I saw him at the gala stroke dinner, and when this man saw me, the way he hugged me, it was like he had found his missing rib. I was shocked because it was sudden, and Northerners are conservative, but I didn't mind.
Okay.
I eventually collected his contacts as per work circle, and he said I should text him immediately, which I did. He asked to come to my room when I told him I would be leaving very early the next morning. And in his defense, we didn't get to discuss a lot. We discussed, though, and one thing led to another.
Wait, stop it.
I thought he liked me too, and had already made up my mind that if he doesn't text me again, I wouldn't text him. And he did text me, but when I reply, he takes like 2 days to respond. Typical men behavior.
Was it like after the conference?
Yes.
Okay.
I eventually found out he was married when he posted his wife after this went on for nearly 2 weeks. Never in my wildest guess did I think he was married. He looked very, very young, and I didn't see him wear any wedding band. I was very hurt. Very hurt. I understand. I told him how I felt and that it would be best if we didn't speak again or only in formal or official settings. And he said he wanted to tell me he was married, but he was shy. You're shy.
That's such a pathetic.
No, that's such a
like, oh my
pathetic man.
God.
It's like, I'm
It's
shy.
like, no, I don't. I wanted to tell you, but
You say I'm shy.
I'm shy.
I was like, WTF. I told him how bad I felt I had slept with someone's husband. And this man said it was not my fault. I affirmed that it was not my fault. And I told him I had moved on. I told my friend, and she said he knew what he was doing all through, right from when he asked to come to my room. I mean, for sure. Even when I told him I was trying to finish up a report, she asked me to delete his contact, as keeping his contact for work would be an excuse for us to meet again, which wouldn't be good. And I did. That's good advice.
True.
I told one of my male friends, and this was when I knew men and women think differently. He said I shouldn't have deleted his contact, and why was I expecting him to tell me he was married? Sure, it will spoil his game. Now, if I had not said we should stop seeing each other, despite knowing he's married, he will keep parading he and his wife as a perfect young couple. Meanwhile, I'm holding down the marriage, in Isaac's words. Even though this concept or opinion is wrong, I agree totally with Isaac. I used to judge girls that date married men, but now I see that some of these men would never leave single girls alone. And they think, why not help him spend his money? But my own conscience will not let me. I have a nearly similar story with last week's sender, but my mom did not let it bother her as she paid all her attention to her work, kids, and she had her money. I also vowed not to come between anyone's family because the damage cheating does to families is a lot. Thank you for your message, girl.
Interesting. I want to say something. I think we discussed this weeks ago, right? Probably before we went visual. I don't believe in lying to sleep with people. Now, this might sound crazy, but I am more of the opinion of if you want to sleep around and you tell the person you're married and they still want to do it, that's very fine to me and different. Morally, people might argue differently, but to me, that's fine. You're upfront and all that. But lying about it, come on, that's unnecessary.
What do you mean lying about? Like about
lying by
your
omission.
partner?
No, not to your partner, to the person you want to sleep with. That there's no need. There are people that will sleep with you even knowing that you're married.
So you should not lie to the person you want to sleep with, but you should lie to your partner.
No, it's omission.
So you should admit to your partner, which is still a lie.
See.
No, I'm just asking.
I get you. I know, like I said, it sounds...
honesty here. It's like,
no, of course.
Honest with the person you're not to sleep
with.
Of course. Be honest with the person that you're actually married to and committed to.
I agree. It sounds very mad. However, that is just... Of course, that's just how we all are as humans. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to sleep outside. Tell the person you're married. If they want to go ahead and do it, fine. What you do with your partner is not that person's responsibility. That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah, well...
But this is mad, and I'm sorry you went through that.
Sorry you went through that, but I definitely agree that it was good that you cut him off because, I think it's good. What did that your male friend say? I wanted to see what he said. He said...
he was saying...
he would keep... Wait. I told one of my male friends, but he said I should not have detailed his contact. I guess... Why should she
No,
not
again,
have
this male friend falls under the... No, he was essentially saying like, like the guy should have told...
What your male friend is not doing.
Yeah, but my point is like, again, I don't fall under that stuff of...
But I was wondering if maybe he was saying don't delete the contact as per... Is it like...
It's still an option whenever.
No. Not even that. But I was wondering if he was thinking as per work... because I know that men sometimes tend to want to still hold on to certain relationships because of... work. So I'm wondering, I was wondering if that was why he said that.
Like, I'm coming on to be sure.
Purposes. What do you want?
No, okay, yeah. She said the male friend was like, why was I expecting him to tell me he was married?
And then he also said,
like, she shouldn't have
deleted his contact. But I'm wondering why he said she shouldn't have deleted his contact.
Oh no, one, I don't agree with that one.
No, and I was not even wondering if it's because of like business stuff, like
possible networking opportunities or all that. But I mean, you wouldn't want to.
No. The smart and the wise thing to do
is be honest before you cheat.
Sure, it's good that you deleted his contact. And if there's anybody that is going through that situation as well, I would suggest that you take up what our amazing lady here did and delete their contact, because the truth of the matter is that you can tell yourself all you want to tell yourself.
But
temptation. Okay, I know he's married now. So I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to, but I promise you, if if you keep that contact, first of all, it tells me, and it should tell you that there's still a part of you that is still interested in the person.
Yes,
that's number one.
You're consenting to getting your back blown out.
Yes, there's still a part of you that is, even if you're let's say that it's even 80% of yourself that is sure that, okay, you're not doing this anymore. But that 20% of you
that knows
is still interested.
Yeah, you know what you're doing.
And that's why you have not deleted. That's why you're justifying it to yourself.
Yeah, you know what you're doing.
Let me not delete the contact. Maybe I might meet him again for business. Maybe he can help me with this.
This is why I don't believe in people who block people.
What do you mean you don't believe in people who block people?
Like, if you block him, you know that you've blocked him. The number is somewhere you can unblock. Delete it. Let it go.
Block and delete. Fair. Because blocking is still good.
Blocking to me, the way blocking I say blocking is more like, one day I'll come back.
No, I think blocking is still good, because what blocking does is, especially if you're blocking the number, if the number tries to call you.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is, look at it this way. At least you know the number is somewhere when worst comes to worst, and you have.
Yeah, that's why I say you block and then you delete.
Yeah, so blocking that, enough. At least blocking alone is not enough.
Yeah, so you block and then you delete, so that at least you know that no call is coming through, because that thing can catch you unawares. You can just be going about your daily life. You see a number calling, you're not really putting attention to the number that's calling you. You pick up. Next thing you hear the nigga's voice,
and then
the panties get wet again.
Exactly, and then now you're like, cycle
okay,
all over again.
So I agree. Block, delete. Whether it's hard, just do it, because the problem that comes with that situation is not worth it.
Yeah.
And at the same time as well, because it's also business, and this is another thing too that I also have to say to women as well. Of course, we always say that, why are things being held to a double standard? Blah 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 blah. Fine, we can talk about that till till we're blue in the face.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, and the reality of the whole thing is, that women are held to a different standard in this world than men, especially when it comes to things like this.
Facts.
So, I always feel like name is so important. You never want to be in a situation, especially when it's within a business setting,
where somebody knows they slept with you.
Yeah, and they feel like they can use it, because they can.
Oh, of course. And
if they're wicked enough, they will.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like, in most cases, what can be used against you will be used against you.
Oh, yeah. So they will. So you have to be very careful about... And, you might have even just been that one person that you slept with. Next thing you know, all kinds of nasty rumors start coming up. Oh, she's a hoe. How do you know she's a hoe? You don't even know anything about anything.
And then it becomes hard to defend yourself if one person says...
Right, it becomes hard to defend yourself.
Let's read the last one. Hi... This is funny. But yeah, to this lady, I'm happy that you did step up. But yeah, you can see easy. There's one more. You can see how easy it is to sometimes get roped into things like this.
Yeah.
So now you have to keep that with you, and you have to live with that. It's not your fault, but it does happen. Terrible world we live in. Yeah. Okay, last person and we're out. Hi, Dolly and Isaac. Happy birthday, Dolly.
Thank you.
Cheers to your big 29.
Thank you.
Cute. Just know that you're a role model to so many, including me. Can't still believe that this is almost it. I sincerely don't know how my life would be without you guys. Oh, you guys are now an integral part of my week. By the way, guys, Wizkid's album is here, Murayo. The track Bad Girl featuring Asake is a complete jam. This would easily be my song suggestions for the episode.
All right.
So I'm writing not to rant or share any story. I'll only like to offer a humble suggestion. Okay. Mm-hmm. In your upcoming listeners' lounge show, could you guys consider having a session to take anonymous questions and suggestions from attendees?
We did that last year.
Yeah, we do that.
So we'll do that again.
Yeah. Some of us may find it difficult to engage in public and just be in our private corner listening and ruminating. Fair. P.S. I know say no be me go tell you what thing you go do. But please consider.
Thank you so much. No, we like suggestions.
We do that actually.
But yeah, we were going to do that anyway, because we did that last year as well. People wrote in anonymously and we discussed.
Yeah.
And it was good. And for sure, we're definitely going to do it again. So yeah, thank you. So I believe that you're coming. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't wait for the listeners' lounge, y'all.
Yeah.
So if you guys are able to come,
get your tickets and
tickets,
on that note, we've come to the end of this episode. Thank you so much. The jury is still out on Wizkid's album. I've listened to it twice already, and yeah, Anyway, my song recommendation for today.
In my hit later, then I will come back and say,
No, that's the thing. So
Ma.
I've learned from my take on
okay.
Ashake that
Okay.
you can't just, you have to give albums time. Song recommendation: Spiritual Rhythm by DJ YK Mule and Agolo by Angelique Kijo.
Okay. My first one is I Can by Nas. It just came up in my thingy one time.
Yeah.
When I think about my music memory, this song is very, I didn't even know it was Nas. It's very integral to, it's like one of the first songs I heard when I was. New Wine by Hillsong Worship and Brooke Leggertswood. And Million Little Miracles, Elevation Worship. Million Little Miracles.
By Elevation
Worship and Maverick City Music.
Okay, thank you.
And that's it.
So to sign out, did you guys know that Mobb Deep's Shook Ones was voted the greatest hip-hop beat of all time?
I don't know the song.
Damn. Anyway, that's how you know someone doesn't know good music. See you guys next week.
That's not good.
Bye.
Bye.